Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our English Listening Practice podcast. Today, we are going to talk about a very exciting topic, travel tips for beginners. If you are planning your first trip, or if you have already traveled once or twice but still feel nervous, this episode is for you. Traveling can be one of the best experiences of your life, but it can also feel confusing at the beginning. So let's go slowly, step by step, and talk about simple travel tips that can help beginners. Enjoy the adventure. First, let's talk about planning. When you travel for the first time, it is important to choose a destination that is comfortable for you. Don't try to do something too complicated. For example, if you are from Europe, maybe choose a European city for your first trip instead of going very far away. If you are from the United States, maybe try a city in your own country before flying across the world. This way, you can learn how to organize tickets, hotels, and transport without too much stress. A beginner traveler might say, I have planned my trip to Paris for next month. I have booked the hotel, and I have bought the plane ticket. That already feels exciting and real. Next, packing is always a big question. Beginners often pack too much. They bring too many clothes, too many shoes, and sometimes things they never use. A good tip is pack light. Bring only what you really need. Make a list before you put things in your bag. Ask yourself, have I used this item in the past month? If the answer is no, maybe you don't need it. Another good idea is to roll your clothes instead of folding them. This saves space in the suitcase. And don't forget the essentials: passport, tickets, money, phone, charger, and maybe a small first aid kit. A traveler might say, I have packed my clothes, but I have also remembered my passport and charger. I haven't forgotten the important things. Another travel tip for beginners is about the airport. Airports can feel confusing if it is your first time. Always arrive early. 2 or 3 hours before your flight is a good idea. That way, you have enough time for check-in, security, and boarding. Remember to check your gate because sometimes gates change. You can say, I have arrived at the airport early. I have checked my bag, and I have passed security. Now I have found my gate, and I am waiting calmly. With this attitude, traveling feels less stressful. Now, let's talk about safety. When you travel, you need to keep your documents and money safe. Many travelers use a small bag around their neck or a belt under their clothes to keep passports and cash safe. Also, make copies of your important documents. If you lose the original, you will still have a copy. Another tip: don't show all your money at the same time. Keep some in your bag, some in your wallet, and some in a safe place at the hotel. You might say, I have kept my passport in a safe place, I have made copies of my documents, and I have carried only a small amount of cash in my pocket. 1. Of the best parts of travel is trying new food, but beginners sometimes feel nervous about it. The tip is, try to balance. Enjoy local food, but also listen to your body. If you are in a new country and you are not sure if something is safe to eat, ask locals or check if the place is clean. You can say, I have tried sushi in Japan, and I have loved it. I have also eaten street food in Mexico, and it has been delicious. But I have always chosen places where many people are eating, because that usually means it is safe. Another important travel tip is communication. You don't need to speak the local language perfectly, but learning some basic phrases helps a lot. Words like hello, thank you, please, and excuse me can make people feel happy and more open to help you. Many beginners feel afraid to speak, but people usually appreciate the effort. You can say, I have learned a few phrases in Spanish before traveling to Spain. I have practiced saying hello and thank you, and people have been very kind to me. Finally, remember to stay flexible. When you travel, not everything will go perfectly. Maybe your train has been late. Maybe the weather has been rainy. Maybe the hotel has not been exactly what you expected. But if you stay positive and flexible, you can still enjoy the experience. Often, the small problems become funny memories later. You might say, I have missed one bus, but I have discovered a beautiful street while waiting. I have felt stressed at first, but then I have enjoyed the surprise.